This time I'd like to call to order the June 22nd, 2026 Jackson County Commission meeting. And so at this time, I'd like to ask Ms. Turner, our county administrator, to please call the roll of this establishment.
District 1, Chris Goley.
Present.
District 2, Paul Kenmore.
Present.
Chairman Bill Nance. District 3, AJ Buckner. District 4, Kevin McBride.
Present. We do have a quorum, and so at this time, the please stand. I'll ask the board to please offer our invocation. We'll leave our pledge.
To pray. God, our Father, we look outside today and tonight, and we offer a prayer of safety for those that are in the storm path. We just pray that everybody will be safe and everybody will seek shelter that needs to seek shelter, and will be spared the loss of life or property damage. But God, it's also evidence of your power, that you are the one, you are the creator of all things, and you are in charge of everything, including the weather. So God, we just pay homage to you as the great creator, master of all things. Offer this prayer in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Attention, salute, pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Your packet is the agenda for tonight's meeting. We need to add two items. One that came to our attention Thursday of this past week, and there's a due date of before our next meeting. And that has to do with the Federal Bridge Investment Program grant opportunity. And the second item will be to go into an executive session tonight. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the June 22nd, 2026 agenda with the addition of work session item 7, discussion item B, Public Works, 3, Federal Bridge Investment Program grant application, and item 11, executive session. Do I have a motion?
Make the motion, please.
Motion, have a second? Second. We have a second, all in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. I don't think we have any awards tonight, nor further comments, so we'll move right in to our new business portion of the meeting. In your packet, you have the minutes for the May 11th meeting and the May 26th meeting. I'll give you a minute to take a look at those minutes. So do I have a motion to adopt the minutes for the May 11th, 2026 meeting and work session and May 26th, 2026 meeting and work session?
Make the motion.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Do we have a second? Any questions, discussion? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you. Tonight we have two boards that we will need to make board appointments to. One is the Economic Development Authority Board. That is to fill an opening for an expired term, and that term expires on July the 1st, 2026. The second board that will be appointing is two appointments for openings of two expired terms. And the two terms expire July the 1st, 2026. The first board will be the EDA board. We have 4 applicants. In your package, you do have the letters of request for consideration as well as information on the candidates that have applied. Applicants are Mr. Jim Green, Mr. Brian Preston, Mr. Rick Wheeler, and Dale Dungello. Mr. Green's letter states that he respectfully submits the letter of consideration to be reappointed to the Jackson County Economic Development Authority Board. Serving on the board has been an honor and a meaningful opportunity to contribute to the continued growth and success of Jackson County. During his time on the board, he's worked alongside his fellow members and community leaders and industries and partners for economic growth, job creation, infrastructure improvements, and long-term development initiatives that benefit Jackson County. Also in the packet is his board application, and in that it states that he has been a member of the Economic Development Authority Board from 1984 to present. He has was a member of the Scottsboro Water, Sewer, and Gas Board from 1975 to 1987. He also served on the Alabama State Bank Department as Alabama State Bank Department Commissioner from 1983 to 1989. And he is a member of the Cahaba Sound Temple from 1970 to present. We also have an email request with an attached summary of experiences from Mr. Brian Preston. And if you look on the second page, you'll see that here's the other space that he's writing to express his interest in the board. As a local businessman, a member of the community, and servant leader, he is interested in supporting the community in any way that he can to contribute to the growth, success, and contribute to building something to pass down to future generations. He does have a list of qualifications that includes 20 years in the financial industry, all of which has been here in Jackson County. Expertise in education and business development, business economics, and the various aspects of building a successful business. Experience and focus on being a community leader, supporting the businesses, ministries, and growth of the community. He is chairman and treasurer of the Mountain West Chamber of Commerce, and real world experience in working with developers, business owners, and corporate executives. Next in the application packet is information from Mr. Rick Wheeler regarding his background experiences. He has a summary at the top that states that submitting the letter of interest for the open position of EDA. He's a seasoned finance director, accounting manager, and administrator for municipal government and multiple divisions in the manufacturing industry. He does list experiences that he has as the budget finance director of the city of Scottsboro from 97 to 2024. As a staff accountant for ITC Deltacom from 97 and 97 during that year. Also worked with Belva Mills Incorporated as the director of finance and worked with Grant Croft and Associates as an accountant auditor. And next is a email and list of experiences from Dale Dungello. She was enthusiastically applying for the EDA board and the E911 board. She has her letter of interest. It states a dedicated long-time resident of Jackson County. Deeply invested in advocating for workforce readiness, educational opportunities, initiatives that contribute to the long-term economic growth of Jackson County. 28 years of experience in strategic planning, financial stewardship, and organizational governance. She is a volunteer director and board member for the local 501c3 nonprofit Classic Cruisers. She also has submitted a list of professional experiences. She was a graduate of the University of North Alabama with an executive Master of Business Administration. Graduate of Athens State University with a Bachelor of Science in Business Administrator. and did attend community college in Rhode Island. Now, those are the four applicants. Again, Mr. Jim Green, President, Mr. Rick Wheeler, Mr. Dale Gallup. With that, do I have a nomination for appointment as a member of the EGA board?
I'd like to nominate Jim Green.
We have a nomination for Mr. Jim Green. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a second. We have, we'll do a roll call vote.
Ms. Scully,
Yes.
Paul Kennemer,
Yes.
AJ Buckner, Kevin McBride,
Yes.
So we have unanimous, the members present, so Mr. Jim Green will be reappointed to the EGA board. And we would say thank you to those others that have applied for that. And really appreciate their willingness to serve. Next item on the agenda is we need two members to be appointed to the B911 board. We have 8 applicants to the board. We will not read in detail all of their applications, but we have Mr. James Ballard, Mr. Brandon Phillips, Mr. David Kinnaman, Mr. Bill Knight, Mr. Michael Proctor, Mr. Eddie Teague, Mr. Ryan Putman, and Dale has applied for the 911 board also. Mr. Ballard is a dedicated, highly trained public safety professional with over 30 years of combined experience in fire service, law enforcement, emergency management, and is a member of the Stevenson Fire Department since 2025, and also first post-certified law enforcement officer in the state of Alabama since 2016. And he does list his experiences in those roles. Second, Mr. Brandon Phillips. He's given notice of his interest to applying for the open seat of the 911 board. He has great experience with 911 to include his current job as investigator with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Prior, he was a patrol deputy with Jackson County Sheriff's Office and a patrol officer with the Hollywood Police Department. He did serve in the United States Army from 2010 to 2015. And in 2006, he was hired with the Stevenson Police Department as a communications director. And he does list his work experiences with those offices. He is a criminal investigator now with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. Next is Mr. David Kinnaman. He expressed his interest in serving on the board. And he is a Scottsboro resident and dedicated decades of in-home experience in emergency medical services and telecommunications engineering and disaster response. He is a retired paramedic from Highlands Medical Center. He is a retired broadcast radio engineer, and he is experienced with emergency communication and disaster response. He's a volunteer with currently volunteer with the EMA office, and he does participate with the amateur radio emergency services. Next is Mr. Bill Knight. He has submitted a memorandum expressing his interest to be reappointed to the board. He is a current member of the E911 board, and he enjoys serving on the board. And so he provides that information there. He does state he has 30+ years of experience in the GIS mapping field, along with more than 35 years as a volunteer with the Skyline Fire Department. Michael Proctor has submitted an email requesting his consideration. And he states that he could be of value in this position, serving in the role as a volunteer firefighter for different communities in the county over the last 30 years, and has experience working with the E911 Center. Eddie Teague has submitted his letter of request, lifelong resident of the county, and request to be considered a firefighter in the Dutton Volunteer Fire Department for 52 years and was also the captain of the Scottsboro Jackson County Rescue Squad with 49 years of service. He retired from the Section Dutton Waterworks system, worked as a mapper for the system department for 18 years, and also as a supervisor for meter readers and responsible for the collections of material on the board. He has served on the Dutton Water Board for 10 years. Also submitted is Mr. Ryan Putman. He is requesting to be reappointed to the board. He is currently serving as the vice chairman of the 911 board. Is a member since 2021, and he discusses the accomplishments that have been made. He's been involved with the new computer-aided dispatch system, completion of the remodeling of the dispatch center and the board offices, and expanding the dispatch positions from 4 to 6 over the time that he's been a member. He is also employed with the Scottsboro Police Department since 2009, 2 years as a dispatcher with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and currently holds the rank of captain of the Scottsboro Police Department. And then Ms. Mangella, I will reread her. She is requesting again to be considered for the 911. So again, the applicants are Mr. James Ballard, Mr. Raymond Phillips, Mr. David Kinnemer, Mr. Bill Knight, Mr. Michael Proctor, Mr. Lee Teague, Mr. Brian Putman, and Mr. Dale Mangilla. So do I have a motion to appoint a member of the E911?
Nominate Bill Knight.
So we have a
Be
motion,
reinstated.
a motion to appoint Bill Knight to be reinstated. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? If not, roll call vote.
Scully,
Abstain.
Paul Kennemer,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Okay, we have a majority vote for Mr. Bill Knight to be reappointed to the E911 board. So we'll move on to a second appointment. So do I have a motion for a nomination for appointment to as a member of the E911?
I'd like to nominate Ryan Putman.
We have a nomination for Ryan Putman. Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Any discussion? If not, a roll call vote.
Chris Scully,
Yes.
Paul Kennemer,
Yes.
Kevin McBride,
Yes.
And we have 3 yeses for Ryan Putman to be reappointed to the board. So that completes filling the 2 open appointments to the 911 board. We will get letters of notification out to each of those. That's the last item in our new business portion of the meeting, and we will move now into the work session. First item on the agenda is a discussion of fiscal accountability policy. We have discussed this a number of meetings back. A fiscal policy. And so there's a resolution that has been prepared here that was forwarded to the commissioners for review. So there are a number of items to be considered in this policy. It states beginning immediately with the passing of this resolution that the policy is applicable to all funds that are under the direction and control of Jackson County, Alabama as a political entity and shall be administered as hereafter set forth. Such county funds, fiscal accountability shall not include funds separately maintained by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, which are separately audited by the Alabama Examiner of Public Accounts. There are, in fact, 8 items to be covered by this accountability policy. One is purchase order approvals. In the future, all purchase orders will be approved by the county administrator. Contracts and opening accounts, all contracts involving or related to the expenditure of county funds or the initiation and of an application for an open account or the expenditure of funds must be processed through the county administrator for approval. And that approval will be through the Jackson County Commission and signed by the chairman of the Jackson County Commission. The next area is accounts payable. All statements of accounts payable will be shall be mailed or hand delivered by the third party entity providing the invoice directly to Jackson County Commission office. Attention accounts payable to ensure payments are processed before the posted due dates. Accounts payable documents received by the accounts payable clerk will be scanned and sent to the partner on whose behalf the invoice was submitted for review before being processed for payment by accounts payable. Regarding credit cards, all credit cards utilized for county expenses will be issued only in the name of Jackson County and will be physically kept in the commission office by the county administrator. When authorized and needed, a credit card will be checked out for use and immediately returned to the commission office with a copy or detailed receipt and invoice. Online, next item is online account ordering. All orders made through electronic or telephone ordering systems will be using a credit card or an open account must be submitted to the county administrator for approval and processing. Orders need to be consolidated with no more than 1 order per week unless it is deemed to be an emergency. And item number 6 is reimbursable funds. All requests for state or federal reimbursable funds for any county department other than the Public Works Department shall be processed through the county administrator. All such requests for funds reimbursed within the Public Works Department shall be processed by the county engineer. In every other department, the paperwork shall be completed within the department, approved by the department head, and submitted to the county administrator for review and approval prior to being submitted to the appropriate reimbursement authority. Item 7 regards surplus property. Any department seeking to declare personal property to be surplus property must submit a list of the items sought to be declared surplus and disposed of to the county administrator before having such request placed on the agenda of a county commission meeting and being considered by the county commission for approval. And item number 8 is competitive quotes. Any request for the acquisition of good or services not otherwise covered by Alabama public bid laws shall include at least 3 competitive quotes, which must be submitted to the county administrator prior to being placed on the agenda of a commission meeting and being considered by the county commission. Policy shall be out. Departments, slip is provided here, supersedes any prior policies, procedures, or processes which are in conflict with these provisions. So let me open up for any questions or discussion. No questions?
I have one, just for curiosity. I got meeting thing. County funds fiscal accountability policy number 1. And it only has the county administrator on that particular item. Is there a need to put a second person on there just in case?
The process here is that the county administrator will be responsible for approving the purchase order.
Right.
Now, once the check is signed, as you know, that requires two signatures.
Understand.
Look, let's go ahead.
We can have,
I was just thinking in case you were sick or the administrator was sick.
We had
or-
thought about having Denise do this as if for some reason I happen to be out of the office as the assistant county administrator.
And then the assistant county administrator would be the approving authority.
Yes.
Now, I would also suggest we've had cases before where they've been, the fallback is the chairman of the county commissioner to approve it, if not or not, vote. So we can adjust that.
Yep.
Time's up, we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Do you need to change anything on this? If, because I assume the county administrator, that's talking about the office of the administrator, and you have an assistant administrator that can fulfill that duty
That's the change we'll make to number one. And we also want to put the chairman.
Yes.
There too. That would go county administrator, assistant county administrator, and not vote.
But the general rule of this is you want everything to flow through the county administrator.
Yes.
The track all the expense. I understand it.
Okay. So if there's no question, we'll put this on the new business for the next meeting. Okay. Next item on the agenda is public works, and then we do have three items, construction agreement for County Road 93. That's to do with, Alabama Department of Transportation, for this claiming us a $500,000 grant. Second is asphalt contractor. And I'll let Jonathan explain that. And we did get, notice Thursday of this past week, that, the work that we were doing regarding federal bridge investment program, we have some information regarding that, and we have to have a response, Jonathan, I believe,
They plan to make application for this grant on the 29th. They have a date set forth in that resolution for the 22nd, which is the date. I do apologize for that.
So let me turn it over to you. First is the construction agreement for County Road 93.
Thank you, Chairman, Commissioners. You should have an agreement in the packet that I handed out that reads a construction agreement for State Public Road and Bridge Funding Project between the State of Alabama and Jackson County Commission. And this covers the duties of the state and the county, but primarily this is the same format that you've most recently seen with the Most Pocket project. And it's a format we welcome because it means the state has decided to invest in Jackson County once again. So we're extremely thankful for that. And just briefly highlight this, but it's submitted in its entirety for your review. This program, this agreement just reads essentially the state and county desire to cooperate to resurface County Road 93, and that's from County Road 262 to County Road 91. So that will be the same section of County Road 93 that I presented on at the last meeting that involves the slide areas and all the other disturbed areas from the work that was done on that mountainside. So the FEMA funded repair sections will be an exception to this project, but the work will include the entire area. So those sections will be funded separately by FEMA funds, and the state funds will apply to the rest of the roadway from bottom to top, essentially. There are obligations that the county is required by the state. Those are in the following pages. I won't go into those unless you'd like me to, or answer any questions about this agreement.
Well, I'd like to comment on it. So thank you to Director Cooper and Alabama Department of Transportation for their support in this program. That allows us to pave the entire length of County Road 93. I'll use the term, you've got roads here, but I'll use the term from the brow of the mountain to the intersection with County Road 91.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions? One, if you will explain, I believe this agreement design change that allows us to go ahead and pave county road and then reimburse the general fund cash balance if we use that as a source of funds once we get this fund.
Yes, that is correct. It will be a reimbursement agreement. So we will expend the funds and seek reimbursement, but there's no percent match. It's $500,000, 100%. So as you probably recall, our estimate was slightly over that. So we'll have a county portion to fund all of that estimate. But it will be a reimbursement agreement to where we pay and seek reimbursement.
So this allows, once you get started paving on the slope failure work, that we pave the whole road.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Okay, can we put this on the new,
Sure. Yes.
okay, next new business agenda for the meeting? Next item is asphalt, compactor. We need to take a little away from, Kevin to get back.
You still have a quorum.
Okay.
You're okay business wise. It's up to you whether or not you want to wait.
Okay.
Go ahead. Would you like me to go ahead?
Proceed.
So the photos, probably, well, let's start with this, it's the roadway section. This is a photo of recent paving with a new machine that's purchased last year. And what I'd like to just illustrate and highlight in this photo, you can see a difference in the left side of the roadway, hopefully in your picture, with the right side of the roadway. So the left side of the roadway is compacted with the existing equipment that we had on hand when this machine was purchased. And it's a pneumatic tire, static rubber tire roller. So as you'll notice, the roadway has streaks and the surface is uneven compared to the right side. And this is from the two different types of machines. So the rubber tire roller, when used in a breakdown position directly behind the paver, is very difficult to achieve a uniform compacted mat. And hopefully,
Okay. Okay, proceed.
hopefully it shows up in this picture, the difference in the mat for its roll. The right side is with a tandem steel drum roller. The left side is from the existing equipment that we had with that pneumatic rubber tire. It's essentially just the wrong tool for the job. So as we work through different types of rubber tire rollers, we tried different sizes and different brands, and this was in a rental, as rental units to try different drum widths and different tops to see what worked best. And what we arrived at as a preference was the 4.5 ton size and the 54 to 55 inch drum width. And we have, we're at a place with this to where after renting the different types of equipment and working through the different sizes, we feel it's not the best decision to keep renting equipment to perform this properly. So what we've asked for your consideration tonight is to purchase a compactor of this size for this dedicated service. So we have provided 3 options quotes that we have solicited for this purchase. All of the pieces of equipment are provided through a cooperative purchasing agreement, which would either be Sourcewell or state bid. And I'll reference those as option A, option B, and option C. So you'll notice that, they're all fairly close in price for option A, option B, and option C. There are some differences that I will, just illustrate. They range anywhere from 43 horsepower to 48 horsepower. The drum width is a difference that ranges anywhere from 54 inches to over 55. And, the warranty that's provided. So, it's 5 years for one piece of equipment and 3 for the others. But they are essentially the same category of compactor for each different brand for A, B, and C. We have demoed option A as far as a rental unit that was that brand and size. And then option C, we have rented a unit that is that exact size and horsepower. Option B, we asked for a opportunity to demo this machine. Even from a rental house, if it wasn't provided by the dealer. And we have been unsuccessful in being able to put our hands on this piece of equipment to try it out or operate it, or find a rental house that has this piece of equipment. And I have a string of correspondence from that provider and dealer about their initiatives to contact the manufacturer's representative to find out if there's one available or if it could be. And the best we have is they believe one could come off the line 4 to 6 weeks for the potential to see one. But there just doesn't sound like a lot of guarantee in this correspondence of being able to actually try the equipment out before the ability to purchase. So, for those reasons and the warranty options, the horsepower and the size drum, our recommendation would be option C. Although it is slightly higher than the lowest price of option B.
Do they charge travel time? And what could work?
If they come out to the equipment, then they charge for the labor and equipment
Travel time miles?
and mileage for service. If it's a warranty part, no, or if you transport, if we as the owner transport it to, then no.
I understand the machine, was there a knowledge of how long this machine could possibly last? Is it like 10 years? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it would depend on usage, but
Right.
with our usage, 15, 20 years probably. I mean, it wouldn't be unreasonable.
Any other question? Source of funding? We would have to find this funding probably in this balance. So if this doesn't, we can put this on the agenda for the next
Yes.
meeting.
Yes.
And, I propose is that we look at the cash flow and cash balance and see if and bring that information to the next meeting. Is that okay? Okay. Jonathan, is that okay?
Yes, sir, thank you.
All right. And the last item is Federal Bridge Investment Program.
As the chairman mentioned, late last week, we received notice that there is an intent to make application on the 29th for the Bridge Investment Program. And just as a quick refresher, we came before you all for a funding request when this initiative first started, and this has been two plus years ago, when there's a collective group of counties that recognized in the IIJA or bipartisan infrastructure law that there was an opportunity for bridge investment program. However, the threshold for most counties was very large. So it would take the size project that was really just out of reach for counties. So Lauderdale County graciously took the lead to work as the leader of a collective group of counties to be able to make application and meet the threshold with everyone's project. So that has dwindled down in counties, and I think probably due to the it could be to funding or it could be to work, but regardless, there is a list of counties that I'll get to a little bit later in this, that we are considered as a group, part of the group. And Lauderdale would be the lead agency making application. And if we were awarded this project and it was to move forward by your choice, they would be the lead agency in seeking reimbursement. So we would still pay and then seek our reimbursement through this lead agency. So I have started with photos because County Road 12 is the bridge that by that group and consultant that was hired by Laurel. That is the one that looks like the most prevalent option for this grant application. The photos show this is a 19 a structure that was built in 1975. It's 248 feet long. It has been derated to currently 15 tons. And we answered in our questionnaires that we foresee due to the condition of the structure will probably be 13 tons or less within the next 2 years. The deck has issues, and that's notably on its last inspection. It has fallen an exposure bar. Superstructure is rated at 5, the substructure is rated at 5. That's due to corrosion, scouring around the vents. And then you'll notice in some of the photos, the steel caps on the vents, that corrosion at borderline 3. So when it goes to 3 in the near future, which we anticipate, it'll take the substructure rating to a 4, which will lead to lower load capacity. So if you're familiar with this area, this bridge is on County Road 12 and leads into the Williams Cove community. There's homes and churches back there. But beyond that, it's access to an enormous amount of public land, state-owned public land. So that recreation from hunting, bird watching, hiking, biking, all that leads through this corridor. There is no way in and out other than County Road 12 and this bridge across the river. This bridge spans the Paint Rock River, and the intermediate bends that you see in those photos, all of those intermediate bends lead to a lot of the problems that are associated with it. Not so much the corrosion, but just the drift that accumulates on the substructure. When that drift accumulates, it redirects the water flow. And you'll notice in some of the photos that it actually exposes piling along the abutments. So it's an old bridge, at the design life of these bridges for 50 years, we're in the 51-year range with this, and it's lived its life, and it has some life left, make no mistake, but we were advised in this to submit a list of bridges that without this opportunity, you would never be able to afford to replace. So, this bridge, County Road 20 bridge, these critical structures that cross that river, there's just no alternate way in and out what shows it. So, hopefully the photos illustrate the things I've just described. And then moving on through that, you'll see the last photo of a concrete bridge. And this is what I would offer to you as the solution. And this is my rendering and idea of what that solution would look like. So instead of a multi-bent steel substructure bridge, you see a structure that spans the entire bridge. So that is a pre-stressed concrete asphalt girder bridge. Where the abutments are close to the waterway, but you get a structure that spans the entire river. And then this is more of a 70-year design life structure instead of a 50. So when you see the price tag associated with this project, hopefully that explains some of that. And that price tag is the next page that's in your document. That's the estimate performed by AECOM, which is the consultant working on this application. And you can see that this project cost is escalated out to 2030. So as we know with federal funds, things just don't happen as fast as we think they should. So, you know, I'm not here today to present this as something that's gonna happen next week or a decision that's gonna happen immediate. But, moving forward with this application does still keep us in the run. And it may be that you decide to move forward, we identify, that we are committed to the 25% match of this. And they are awarded the grant and we're eliminated somehow. They may mention that that's a possibility, that if, as we move on into design phases, if there's something discovered that would hold back the entire group, we may be eliminated. So I just want to highlight some of those things and the conditions that surround this application. The next article is a resolution for Jackson County to consider if they would like to participate in this joint application for this bridge investment program. And it is, before I move on from that estimate, a $5.5 million bridge with a 25% match. So approximately 1.4 million would be what we could expect to have to pay. And most likely sometime from that. So I just highlight that 2030 plan that they have listed. They intend to make application on the 29th, and there's a list of counties in this resolution that we've won in partnership. And it also explains Lauderdale County as the lead, and they would act on our behalf. It highlights the estimated cost of the structure. And it also states that we understand that it is a reimbursable grant and it would require a 25% local match. And we would pay the contractor invoices and seek reimbursement through that lead effort. Any cost overruns, once we arrive at a final estimate, construction estimate, go to construction, if we were to incur overruns, that would be all borne by the county and our responsibility. Plan specs, all the things for engineering consultant services would be our responsibility. And it goes on to acknowledge that, as we have discussed it with other federal grants, there could be a delay in our reimbursement. So I think I'll leave it there and answer any questions you have. I will say this. I do apologize for this late consideration and this late submittal on this. We did just receive it last week, but they do have the date of the 22nd day of June as the day this was executed. So I do have an email response required if we would not be able to execute this before the 28th to be included in the submission. So depending on the decision or not, I'll let them know what that is.
It's open for a question. Discussion. Any questions?
Yeah. It's good.
Okay. Big question, the source of funds, 25% grant. Right now, we have the 16 million or 20 million project that we open phase 3-2 road that requires us to fund $4 million of that. And that's principally going to be funded out of Rebuild Alabama funds and federal aid retained funds. To do this, then it says to me we look principally at cash back to be able to fund this. Is this a reimbursable as work proceeds, or is this a reimbursable once work is complete?
Yes, sir. So we would pay the contractor's estimates, then seek reimbursement through the lead agency. So they would essentially be handling the electronic submission of documents for that reimbursement. There could just be some delay because we're introducing another middleman, basically.
Okay. What is it? $5 million at one time at the end, but whenever we get invoices from the contractor.
Yeah, it would be a monthly
Okay.
time, once construction starts.
As you look at the safe streets and roads and cash flow to be able to do that, but then again, is a reimbursement grant with us. Do you see that as we manage cash flow, we can manage two projects of this magnitude at the same time.
I think at the status of where we are on SS4A versus the timeline of this, we could see some overlap, but we should be well in a structured flow with SS4A before we ever get to, and it could be that we're near completion on SS4A before we ever see construction activity for this.
And so we may be in a position where we are freeing up, rebuild Alabama funds and totally exchange.
I think that's a real possibility, yes. And I'll just add, this resolution does not require us to designate a funding source. It just says that we recognize there's a 25% match and understand that.
Just for me, I gotta ask this question. If we, right now, we're just submitting a resolution that we're participating.
That's right.
If at some time later, we realize we're in a funding situation that we cannot handle this. That resolution is not so ironclad that if we're selected, we have to proceed. I don't know how to state that any different.
Yeah, I think I understand. In my opinion, you could resolve to remove yourself from that opportunity.
That seems to me that we go ahead and proceed with this, and then if we're in a position we can't do this at the time, we're going to draw. I'm sure the other 5 or 6 more than that counties would. I saw in there that you only have about $10 million for the whole.
It's about 17 counties, and in the resolution,
There's something about $9 million.
it's 9.4 billion.
Billion. Oh, lot bigger. Billion with a B.
So you can move forward with an email. We don't have to take action on tonight. You can move forward.
We
with
have
an
to
email.
find a resolution.
I have to send an email if you guys are not interested.
But we will have to set aside the rules and approve proceeding with the resolution because it's dated the 22nd, which is today.
The problem with doing a resolution. Do you have to do a resolution today? Can we do a resolution at the next meeting?
That's probably a better question, I guess, for Mr. Porter, but it says,
I guess my question for you, is this something, just because the resolution is dated today, the same resolution could be done and dated at the next meeting, and you would have time to proceed, or is this something that's time sensitive and you need to proceed today?
yeah, it's exactly the second part of what you said. They intend to make the application submission on the 29th of June.
Which is next week.
Yeah, so it's a week from today. So I didn't date this resolution. It came this way.
Personally, I don't have a problem proceeding. This is me proceeding with the resolution with John. Been here. If we have the option later on that we're not in a position to be able to fund this, given where we are with safe streets and roads, that we can withdraw. If we don't feel we're going to have that option, I would be a little worried about getting.
But you said we do have that option to withdraw.
It doesn't explicitly state that, but we're also not identifying a funding source and we're not committing any funds. It just says that the county understands that this is a reimbursable grant requiring 25% local match. And so, and in anticipation of SS4A, we have been holding our Rebuild Alabama and Federal Aid Exchange. So about one more year of those funds and we will have our 4 million match very close to it. So, you know, if we think about it in a timeline perspective of in one more year, if this were to start, I don't know that we couldn't fund both of them at the same time. I mean, with that amount of money on hand, so.
Well, this is not
Just for consideration.
work starting over a year
No, sir.
from now.
I have no problems. I have no problem signing the resolution. I have no problem.
This appears on all the Lauderdale County is going to do, from what I can read, they'll be the administrative agent to submit these requests. And then once that's done, and you got me if I'm wrong, then it falls back to the county to utilize the funds to enter into contracts for the work to be done, the engineering work, et cetera, et cetera. It all falls back to the county, just like a normal project. Just that in this case, these 19 counties are banding together so that they can attempt to get some of these billions of dollars available where they couldn't otherwise. It's just an administrative agreement as well. We agree to participate.
Yes.
So I don't see anything in here that obligates us to move forward once this is done with a contract.
The other consideration here is that the bridge, given the way you described the bridge in its current condition and potential degrading. We're gonna have to do this at some point.
Yeah, I'll move forward with the resolution. I just, I just don't like sitting inside the building, do things.
Yeah, I understand. And I apologize for that resolution.
So tonight, we're approving the resolution, is what we're approving.
Yes.
Do I have a motion to set aside the rule? Motion, have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution that states the Jackson County Commission to participate in the joint application for the Bridge Investment Program grant funding opportunity?
I'll make it.
The motion, have a second?
Second.
Have a second. All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Margaret, go now, we'll give it a sign. Okay. All right, next item is public work, solid waste and surplus of old utility truck. And replace with two new trucks.
Chairman, Commissioner, thank you. Sheriff Harden had to leave. He said he got a call about a tree on a house, so just want to let y'all know about that. Thank you for allowing me to speak tonight. You can see behind you, in front of you, we have 3 old utility trailers. That was one, this is another, and then you can see here, that's a good picture. That actually looks real good. Right up here, you can see where we've welded onto it, and we've added where the frame is broke. This is broke multiple times, and we keep welding onto it. You can see here that this one we actually don't use. It's just too far gone right now. But it's sitting on the lot, so we'd like to surplus it. And then this is the third one. This is one that we've welded on several times. This one gets used more than the other two because the other two are a little bit smaller. But these are the 3 trailers that I'm requesting us to surplus. I've reached out to 4 local vendors. One's Creek's Bend trailer out of Flat Rock Crossing. They actually told me that they're no longer ordering new ones. And what they have on the lot is what they've got. The next one I have is from Scott. Well, we'll start with this one here. This one's from Tractor Supply. They all have 3,500 pound axles with the mesh gate. Tractor Supply, only thing different is you can see here the mesh on the sides. It's still square tubing, but that one come in at $4,999. It's 7 foot wide, 16 foot long, has 2 3,500 pound axles on it. This one's from Tri-Green here in Scottsboro. They're all 16 foot, by the way. Again, it's a 16 foot trailer, wood floor. It's got the mesh tailgate, but it don't have the mesh on the side, which we really don't need that. That's just what Tractor Supply offered. And then they have 2 3,500 pound axles. This is a very good trailer. It's actually the trailer that we currently have. This is a new one. And that price there come in at $4,200. This trailer is 83 inches wide. Well, the other one is 83 inches wide and 16 foot long. So it's a little bit wider than the next one you're about to see. And then the last one that I provided This is the old CW's. Now it's called Scottsboro Pit Stop. It is 77 inches wide, 16 foot long. It actually come in at the lowest bid, but I want you to look at this picture. This trailer was made in 2022, so it's already 4 years old. So I'm not going to recommend this one. It's not as wide either. They both have 3,500 pound axles, but this trailer's been sitting on their lot since 2022. So that's the three that I've provided. The last one, the Scottsboro Pit Stop, it was $3,567. But like I said, it is a little bit less than the tri-green, but the tri-green would be ordered and built on approval. So given the intended long-term use, these trailers are, we use, some days we use up to 3 trailers a day. Some days we might just use one. Right now, we currently have that 16 footer and then the 2 14 footers. The 16 footer, and then we have a 18 footer. The 16 footers seem to be easier with our turnaround capacity and on the county roads and stuff. So this is the one I'm requesting for you. And got any questions? So free to ask.
Those are the only trailers that you have in your fleet? With 3?
No, sir. We have another one, but we're not selling it. I'm not asking to sell it. We have a bigger one that we use for like community cleanups and stuff like that.
And the funding source for this would come out of your
Yeah,
solid waste
cash balance. Yes,
I
ma'am.
think my biggest question is, we're already having a surplus to budget, and now we're coming asking for the surplus trailers and buy 3 new trailers. This can't wait until we do our new budget in a couple months.
Absolutely. The mechanic brought this to my attention and showed me where we had to weld on it. So the frame is actually broke twice. So I'm just trying to keep, it's become a safety issue now. When these things loaded and we'll keep welding onto it. He showed me we're starting to weld on the rust. And so, yes, I normally would bring this, but I feel like this is a need that needs to be brought. I'm not asking you to prove it tonight, but I just wanted to bring this for you.
Are these safe to serve? I'm not as familiar with the surplus. Are these safe? Plus? I mean, they
Yeah.
kind of seem like they wouldn't be.
Go ahead, I can't.
The budget hearings are next week, right?
Yeah, but those would be implemented in
October.
We would pass that.
These companies, trailer companies don't take trade-in or anything like that, do they?
I kind of back to what you're saying. I don't think there's a lot of value in what we have. This would be something we would just, I think, put on gov deals and just advertise with the condition they are.
But you're asking to buy a Larimore, the same trailer that you have a broken frame on. And how old's that
It's
trailer?
about a 15, 16-year-old trailer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So they're-
yes, sir.
So you would put the 3 old ones on company.
That would be my recommendation.
You want to buy one,
I would like to buy 2.
but you have another one that you're using.
Yes, sir.
Into those.
Yes,
That you're not
yes.
surplus.
Yes, sir.
So you're gonna have a total of 3, you still have a total of 3 useful trailers.
Yes, sir.
The total price with tri-green recommendation would be $8,400
Yes, sir.
for 2 new trailers. Any other questions? Put down new business next meeting. Everybody okay with that? Okay. We'll do that.
Thank y'all.
One question, does that mean we're gonna have to amend the budget again for that, the next meeting?
No, that's it. We would amend the budget, but he has his cash, he has cash,
So, okay,
he has a cash
Cash balance.
balance.
so this will be coming out of your cash balance and not.
Yes,
okay.
it won't be coming out of general fund.
Okay, that's the last item in our work session. We'll now proceed to from the staff, and administrator. Okay, want to do anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay, county attorney.
I don't know anything.
Okay, now comments from the commission, District 2, Mr. Kimball.
I appreciate all the hard work Jonathan's been doing roads. Only one thing I'd like to ask is, are we paving roads yet in the
No.
program? I know we've had a lot of weather.
Yeah, no, sir,
Okay.
not yet, but it's coming soon,
I know
hopefully.
y'all get busy. Appreciate everything everybody does. Welcome, Mr. Turner, to our team. God bless you in your journey. It's a tough job. We all have tough jobs, so thanks for having you with us.
Thanks.
All right, District One, Commissioner Goody.
I'd just like to thank the employees for all their work and, everyone stay safe this afternoon. Thank you.
I would say the same thing. We have a lot of folks here out on the road, and over the last couple of weeks, they have been very busy responding to weather conditions, and we have a serious weather situation that's going on tonight. We have trees down the roads and some house damage. So we'll be paying attention to that tonight, and just hope that everybody's safe. And so thanks for that. Our next meeting will be the 13th of July, 2026. We'll be here. We do need to go into a brief executive session, a good name and character. And with that, do I have an executive session? We have a motion, have a second. All in favor, say aye. Motion carries. I just need